Hello everyone, welcome back to another How Do We Get Through Our Week to help our anxiety with a tarot card reading. And we are going to keep on this Halloween theme. This week I am using the Halloween Tarot, Kipling West. I really liked this one. This one's super cute. It's very bright, and of course it has a black cat on the back, and I'm a crazy cat lady, so I think everybody knows that those are my favorite decks. Anything with a cat in it. My family has this saying every time I open my mouth, and they say, Billy the cat, Michael the cat. You guys are making fun of me because that's all I do is talk about my cats. But anyway, I just ignore them. Alright, so let's get right into it. Our first card this week is the Seven of Bats. So I had to take a look at what the heck the bats were, because in this one we use pumpkins, bats, ghosts, and imps. So this might take me a little bit to figure out as we go along. But the Seven of Bats are the Seven of Swords. So I guess with the fangs, right? I'll remember it that way. So something that's going to bring you anxiety this week is your lack of planning, your lack of being ready. Right. Also, you could feel like somebody is trying to maybe escape you a little bit and have some time on their own. You could definitely be feeling this person pulling back from you a little bit, and that could be giving you a little bit of unease. So we also get the moon. Let's just face it, it's the week before Halloween and everything's a little crazy. And I'm unsure of what moon. Did we just get done with the full moon? So people could still be feeling the vibes from that a little bit. And just remember that even though we think this person might be pulling away from us, a lot of times with the moon, things are not actually the way we are perceiving them. So what we think we're seeing, we might not be seeing. It might just be our insecurities or our worries or something like that. That is more falling into play, okay? If you are failing to plan, you could be a little worried about that as well. But remember, you see this big disaster coming because you don't have every single duck in a row. Just ease up a little bit. I think that everything's going to be okay. I think that it's more of, your brain telling you that as opposed to something that's actually happening. And we get the sun in reverse. So it's funny, we get the moon and the sun in reverse. So something is not being shown right away. You're going to have to be comfortable with the unease of that, right? Because not everything is going to make itself plain and clear. And we also get the Eight of Pumpkins, which would be the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So this is telling you to slow down a little bit. All that planning that you were really hoping on doing, ease up a little bit, maybe take a little break, a little time off. I don't think everything, is going to be wholly terrible. Yeah, and we get the Knight of Pumpkins, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, which means if things were going kind of slow, they're going to start picking up. So fear not. Anything that you were worried about, things that you're perceiving as bad or perceiving as going slow, things are going to speed up eventually. Kind of let go a little bit. I feel like some things need to be reorganized universally for things to start moving forward. So trust and have some patience and take the anxiety out of that part, okay? So let's see one more thing that's coming up here. And we get the Empress in reverse. So I feel like that goes right in line with things kind of going slow. You might be feeling the pain a little bit, maybe financially, not feeling as abundant as you would like to. All my ladies out there, you might be feeling either some empty nest stuff as your kids are getting older. I'm also getting the sense that some of you might not feel like you are viable, as important as you used to be. And I feel bad because that's a really bad feeling to have, right? Like we you know, as we go into our crone stages, the younger women start to take over, and we don't feel as needed. And I feel like that definitely brings a feeling of anxiety. So we also get the Six of Ghosts in reverse. Now that's the Six of Cups in reverse. I think that you need to bring a little bit of inner kindness to yourself, because I feel like there's going to be somebody in your life maybe not being as kind as they should be, right? And the Six of Cups also speaks of, you know, childhood and children and things like that. So it's funny that I got that sense of empty nest, or the kids are moving on, or the kids are doing things with their own lives and stuff, and you might feel a little bit left behind. That could be bringing a little anxiety. It's funny, I got so sad as my kids got older, you know, they didn't even trick or treat anymore, right? So I felt like, oh my God, that part of my life is completely over. And it was hard to make amends with. It was pretty sad. But we get the Fool. So know that even though part of your, you know, your archetype, your makeup, the things that you used to do is ending, you've got a whole new life coming, right? The Fool is the total beginning of a new cycle in life. And even though, yes, things like that give you anxiety, this is a chance for you to become like a child again, to look at the world in a whole new way and to experience new things. You know, now, you know, if you are one of the older people watching this video, you've got the time and you got the money and you got the resources usually to go out there and have a good time. Learn something new. Get together with friends. Have some fun, you know. Enjoy this next cycle in your life. I think that's really important. And we get the Page of Swords in reverse, the Page of Bats. I do believe that somebody younger in your life could be being maybe a little negative, a little nasty. You might be having some issues with one of those youngsters. You know, the pages are usually just somebody who's, they can be younger, but I always look at them as younger than you, because let's face it, we know a lot of people that are pretty immature, right? So there could be some issues with somebody younger. So I find that interesting too, as this whole mother thing kind of comes up. And let's see how we can get through that. And we get the Ace of Imps, and that is the Ace of Wands. And that again goes really well with the Fool, where, you know what, it's time for you. Take the bull by the horns, you take control and make some really happy changes. And the Wands are all about too, like things that really make us passionate, you know, finding that new thing to do. What's that next, you know, cycle of life going to be like? What do you want to add to that? Who do you want to be? You know, it's funny, it goes back, I think about what I said on the video when it was my 50th birthday that week. Like, now I'm 50, I'm in my second cycle of life. What, you know, what do I want to do with it? What do I want to accomplish? And I feel like with this Ace of Imps, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, it's really saying, like, you know, grab hold of something that you always wanted to do and take it. And that could ease the anxiety a little bit of feeling, you know, that you don't have a purpose, and grab that purpose. And, you know, I know a lot of people talk about what's your purpose in life, and I think that everybody's always looking at one thing, right? Like, we only want to look at, you know, I have one purpose, and, you know, I'm a massage therapist now. So my one purpose is to heal everybody of headaches. Well, that's great, but, you know, 10 years ago I was an x-ray tech. So what was my purpose back then? You know, like, you can do different things. And I always say, you know, spiritually, thy will be done through me. What is my purpose today? What, you know, what can I give today? What do I need to do today? It doesn't always mean, you know, you have this one definite purpose, like, you know, you're a priest and that's what you do your whole life. I don't know. It could just be holding somebody's door today, or helping the person next door, you know, bring their groceries in their house. Your purpose doesn't have to be, you know, this planned out thing. It could just be, you know, be open and be fluid with it, and just, you don't really know sometimes what spirit is going to ask from you. So be willing to listen, and when you get the calling to do something, go do it. Maybe it's to buy a car with a stick shift, and somebody says, can you teach me how to drive a stick shift? I mean, you don't know whose life you're changing just by smiling at them. I think we change people's lives every day, and we don't realize the ripple effect that we have because we're so mired in our own lives and the things that bring us stress and our anxieties and stuff. So just, remember that we do affect other people, even if it's not our children, directly, or our families directly. Anybody you encounter, you have that chance to impact their lives in some way. So think about, how do you want to impact their lives? And, how will that impact your life, right? So let's do one more here, and we get the Wheel of Fortune. So because things feel so changeable right now, and the wheel is really spinning, and you're not sure if things are going to go good or bad, but with the Wheel of Fortune going upright in this card, it usually means good, but we all know that change can bring about anxiety, even though it might be a happy, exciting thing. So we also get the Lovers. So those of you who are not partnered with someone, this week could be your chance of meeting somebody coming in, right? Or it could be a different kind of partnership where you go into business with somebody, or you guys meet up for dinner and have a great time. You're just friends and you come together and have fun. This is all about making good choices too. So with the Wheel of Fortune, as the wheels are changing and things are changing, I want you to feel your way into these decisions that you make. How does it feel before you take a step forward with these things that you're choosing? And if it feels spiteful or angry, or you're doing things for the wrong reason, take a step back and readjust, right? We don't want to always... even though I say feel your way into making a decision, this doesn't always mean, let your feelings make the decision. That emotion that you're feeling right at this moment. Those don't always bring us the best choices. But if you can be in your body and kind of ignore the feelings and the thoughts and things that you're having coming up as you're making a decision, and you can say, what does my body feel like when it says yes? And then see, what does your body do? Does it go forward? Does it go to the side? Does it go back? And then you do that same thing with a no. How does my body feel when it says no? And then you can say, okay, should I, date this person that's coming forward? And then see, what is your body feeling? Does it go towards the no feeling, or does it go towards the yes sensation? So we also pull the Knight of Bats, which is the Knight of Swords in reverse. My cat is trying to come in the room. She's not very happy right now. Hang on one second. Everybody, this is Hazel. And she's my tarot card reading friend. So with that Knight of Swords, I actually did a tarot card party this weekend, and that card kept coming up, and it was funny, it kept coming up with somebody who kind of was underhanded and kind of cut the knees right out of somebody, right? Sorry, my cat is down here. And she's demanding pets. So just be careful. Baby, I love my baby. So just be careful that partnership couldn't be including a little bit of nastiness, right? And there she goes. Somebody who maybe isn't as friendly, somebody acts a little inappropriately, is a little mean. Just keep that in mind. So I know that there's changes, and I don't think that this person is going to be as nice as you would like them to be. And yeah, we also get justice. So keep in mind that if you were hoping for some kind of outcome for this where somebody was going to get what they deserve, this isn't the week that that's going to happen, okay? Justice will not be served. Things are going to be a little bit out of balance. So I find that interesting, you know, with the changes and the Lover's card in that partnership. That partnership might not go as great as you might think it will go, okay? And it can be a little uncomfortable, right? And like, why are you being so mean? But we get the Ace of Bats. You know, the Ace of Bats is the swords, the Ace of Swords. So just know that I feel like you have to go through this uncomfortable relationship because there's going to be some new ideas that come through because of that. Some ideas will change. Things that you thought were a good idea are no longer a good idea. And I feel like even though these things are going to bother you, in the end all be all, it's important to go through these things so that you actually know what you're dealing with. You know, this is going to be a time where when somebody shows you who they are, believe them, okay? Which will cause that Ace of Swords to come in, and that honesty. You know, you're going to have to pull out the honesty, you know, the truthfulness, the boundaries, right? But again, it's also going to cause you to have these really good ideas. I just want to pull one more to see with that. Yeah, and we get the Three of Imps, which is the Three of Wands. And because of those changes that you make, that's now when your ship is going to start coming in, right? The things that you're actually looking for are going to start coming back towards you. So, you know, that that little bit of nastiness that we go through, I feel like is going to cut some of the dead weight, and that's actually a really good card. It's really important. So I'm also going to just pull one card this week from the Spirit of the Spirit of the Animals Oracle. They had the wording a little weird, so I couldn't really see it. But anyway, let's just pull one card and we'll just see kind of what's some advice or something that we can do to even further make this week a little bit better. And we get the Cougar. And that card is it's assertive. Yes, cougars are usually very assertive. I will read what the card says to you here. It says, in silence, you find power. Claim your leadership role and take action. You know where you want to go and what to do. You have the courage and confidence to succeed. And I love that because I think that this goes with the whole reading this week. You know, have the courage to tell those nasty people that we're not dealing with them. Have the courage to start that that new chapter of your life with the Fool, you know, even though you're not feeling purposeful. It's okay. We're just going to change our mind, right? You know, just because you believe that you look at yourself in a certain way doesn't mean that's actually true, right? We all know that feelings are not true. They're not facts, right? And it goes right with that first part of our week here, where we feel like we're not planning and we're not seeing things properly, right? So, you know, when I look at this card, I love this because it says, in silence, you find your power. And my favorite saying is, if you don't shut the heck up, the good ideas can't come through, right? Spirit's trying to talk to you, but you can't get your messages when your brain is constantly going. So, you know, sit, let your chatter just talk for a little bit, and then we're just going to be like, okay, we're going to ignore it. You know, my favorite thing to do is either stare at a candle, or my real favorite thing to stare at is Bath and Body Works. It's these beautiful glitter globes that you put batteries in, and it's just glittery. That thing, oh my God, I totally zone out. My brain completely shuts off, and that's when I get some of my best intuitive hits. I love it. Sometimes people get those in the shower. So think about that. And I love the claim your leadership role and take action, because you are in control of your own life. And only you can decide what's good for you. But remember how we feel inside of our bodies. Is it a yes? Is it a no? Right? And all right, guys, that was great. thank you so much. If you stayed this long, I hope that I have earned your subscription to the channel. And if you're interested in getting a reading with me, my schedule is actually opening up just a little bit. It's usually so busy, but you could probably find one on guiltycrow.com, and that will take you right into my massage booking, because I'm a massage therapist too, and Reiki and sound healing and all that good stuff. So if you're interested in that stuff and you're in my area and you want to come in, great. If not, I also do readings online. So you guys have a great week. Next week is, I think, actually Halloween, right? And that should be a fun reading. We'll see what happens. You guys have a wonderful week. I'm sorry the video was late, but I spent the day at the Utica Zoo, which, if you've never been to the Utica Zoo in New York, it's adorable, right? Like, I don't know if I would come from other states to go to it, but they actually had their Halloween event yesterday, and I brought my great niece Natalie, and she was such a good date. We all had such a good time, and you could do the little trick-or-treating in the little stations and stuff, and it was so fun. Everybody at the Utica Zoo is so friendly and nice, and the animals are really well cared for, and there's lions and wolves and oh gosh, everything. It was a beautiful day. So thank you, Utica Zoo. We had such a fun time. I wanted to just give you guys a shout out, and the rest of you have a wonderful, stress-free week, and just remember, not every day is a bad day. Bye-bye.